welcome to the Sports Injury Central halftime show for the late games on week 10. We're going to go over the 3 games that all just went to halftime. Plus, I think we'll do a preview on tonight's game as well. Guys, I got to give you credit for the year. We're 28-13 on this show, 68.3%. I know we missed our pick this morning, but that's just one. Let's rebound this afternoon, guys. First game, Cardinals at Seattle. Cardinals 7, Seahawks 38. Doc, what do you see going on here?
Well, unfortunately, Zay Jones tore his Achilles, left Achilles, and will be done for the season. I'm not sure how much that affects this game. I get it. 2 impressive performances by the Seahawks offense in the first half, last week against Washington and this week against Arizona. But before we crown Seattle champions, first of all, they do have a center injury today. But last week, our take was Washington's defense was very injured. And then with Jayden Daniels' elbow injury, everyone forgot about the defensive woes that led to Seattle's great performance in that game, especially in the first half. Let me tell you something. Arizona was also injured. This is why it was a SIC pick for us, Seattle. Arizona had middle linebacker injuries and 2 top cornerbacks injured, opening up things for JSN and Sam Darnold. Seattle is a good team, but I wouldn't necessarily say this makes them anointed to win the Super Bowl this last 2 games.
And they had 2 defense touchdowns. Just from a statistics standpoint, Doc, like you said, JSN and Cooper Kupp both hit their props in the first half, right? They attacked the number 1 and number 2 corner that are both out for the Cardinals. So that's a big offensive showing for both of them in the first half. What are you seeing in the second half, Steve?
So I do have an official play. There's nothing better when you can watch a movie and then you can go back and watch the same movie and you can bet on how it's going to end because you know how it's going to end. Well, you've got a good feeling. So Seattle has played 3 games this year that are identical. They destroyed the Saints, they destroyed Washington, and they're destroying Arizona. All those games up multiple scores, 28-plus points at the end of the first quarter. In the first game against the Saints, Seattle caught off the dogs and lost 0-7 in the fourth quarter. Against Washington, they caught off the dogs and they lost 0-7. So the fourth quarter line is pick'em currently. We're going to take history repeating itself. Arizona pick'em fourth quarter is an official play.
All right, official play. Now make sure everybody heard that right. Fourth quarter bet is a pick'em here in favor of Arizona. So interesting bet. That's really an inside football bet there. I love it. Mm-hmm. Let's go to the next game here. Rams 21 at the Niners 7. I know we love the Rams coming in here. Doc, tell us why.
Well, the Rams are just the healthier side. San Francisco, a lot of D-line issues, defensive issues. We know about their wide receiver issues. There's just a lot going on with San Francisco, and the Rams with a healthy offensive line against an injured defensive line. And we knew Puka Nacua would be fine, and Taylor will give us his stats. He's been good so far in the first half. The Rams are dominating. 49ers do get the ball, though, and I'm sure Steve will talk about it. But first, Taylor.
Just from defensively, yeah, they've attacked them. Puka has 47, 3 catches and a touchdown. Good first half. We had no issues with his injury going into this game. And then you had Devontae Adams, 5 catches for 75. So they just continue to attack that secondary for the Niners that is very decimated by injury. Steve, what are you seeing in this second half for this Niners-Rams game?
I can only lean to the Rams, and I think it's very telling at the end of half. Shanahan, the Niners, made a horrible mistake in game strategy. They're down 14. They got the ball midfield-ish, 4th and 10. There's 14 seconds left, and they punt it. And the game could be tied, and this is a significant mistake. Why? Because if you told me the Niners were going to go for it, I had to set a line, I would have made the Niners a favorite to outscore the Rams. It's going to be a push, but the Niners are winning at that point. And the fact that they're down 14 and they weren't willing to risk it basically is saying, well, the heck with this. We're just going to go back to half. We're completely discombobulated and reevaluate. And that tells me that they don't feel they have a legitimate chance to win this game, which means I could only look to playing the Rams. Lean only. Not
an official play, just a lean. Hey, before we go into game 3 here, just want to remind everybody about SICScore.com. Sports Injury Central. You can get all our picks, not just our halftime picks, our SIC picks, our data. We're having a big year. And for our listeners of this show, we want to give out a free week next week. So go in and sign up for our SIC picks package, $50 package. But on the promo code, put halftime and we'll give it to you for free. We want you to check it out. We're that confident that you're going to like it. So let's go on to the third and final game for the afternoon games. We've got Detroit at Washington. Detroit, last I saw here as it went to halftime, was 25-10 Detroit.
Mm-hmm.
What are you seeing here, Doc?
Well, look, we would have loved Detroit here, but with the Jayden Daniels injury, it became a more than 2-score line on the road outdoors for Detroit, making us more nervous. Maybe we should have stuck with it. What did we start this halftime show with? Injured Washington defense. That's come to fruition again here today. The injured Washington defense with Detroit taking advantage there.
Trey Amos, what did you see in the Trey Amos injury? The big secondary injury added to it.
Secondary injury added to it as well, only worse. The Lions do have an injury to their center. Penny Sewell, right tackle, did return. What are we seeing statistically here, Taylor?
I want to mention also their number one corner, Terry Arnold, left early in this first half and went to the locker room. We're waiting on more on that. I do want to mention also, Doc, the reason why this didn't become a play is because the Lions have a lot of issues on their side of the ball too, injury-wise. Defensively is a big thing too, right? So that didn't really become a play with Washington. What we saw is like maybe the line was perfect, right? But yeah, just from offensive,
high scoring game.
That was one of our big plays was over, and there's 35 in the first half so far. Steve, what are you seeing in the second half?
So I do have a play second half. Detroit has a long history when they blow a team out. Obviously, they've got a two-headed monster, and Gibbs is their primary back. But Montgomery gets a lot of usage. But Montgomery actually gets more usage in the second half than Gibbs when the Lions are blowing out their opponent. So if Washington makes it a game, this is dicey. But with Detroit up 15, give me Montgomery. Should be right around 28 yards for the second half. He's currently at 33. So I'd project he'd probably be around 61 for his over-under. Let's play Montgomery over for rush yards.
All right, that's an official play. Second half, Montgomery over rushing yards. All right, so we've got two plays so far. We took Arizona in the fourth quarter against a pick'em line, and we're going over a Montgomery in the second half. Now, that's it for the halftime games, guys. But let's talk about tonight's game. Interesting matchup. Pittsburgh at the Chargers. We like Pittsburgh, Doc. Tell us why.
Well, Jim Harbaugh. I love Jim Harbaugh. I know him very well. He values his offensive line, and the Chargers offensive line is injured. Joe Alt is already left tackle number 2 now out for the season after Rashawn Slater. So on left tackle 2, left tackle 3, you could argue that they're on right tackle 3. A lot of offensive line injuries for the Chargers still, even with Mekhi Becton back. Obviously, we know they got running back issues. Will they be able to run the ball? And maybe I'll ask Steve this when we get over to you, Steve, but the line seems to be creeping from 2.5 plus 2.5 to 3.5 now for Pittsburgh.
Mm-hmm.
Why is that? But by our 6 scores, we like Pittsburgh in the points.
And just, I want to give out 6 score. Everybody's been following our picks. We've been doing well this year. I want to give out Pittsburgh Steelers +3 as an official play on the show, Craig.
You got it, Steve. Is that? Can we get 3.5, Steve? What are you seeing?
All right. I hate to contradict Taylor, but we're going to play optimally here. We are going to give out Pittsburgh. It is an official play, but we are going to bet it 15 minutes before the game starts. All right.
Yep.
Because I think we're going to catch a 3.5, but this is what they call asymmetric risk. Right now, the line is 3.1 and the money's pouring in on the Chargers. There's no way this line's going to go back to 2.5. So at the worst, we'll get +3. But why play +3 now when we have a good 2 hours before game time? We're going to wait. As soon as we see +3.5, we're going to lock it in +3.5 -110. But it will be an official play for SIC here regardless. But we're going to market time this one. And I do love this play at +3.5. And why is it moving up? Because this is ridiculous. Because people are betting the other way, and I can't explain it.
All right, guys, just to recap our picks again, we've got Arizona in the fourth quarter only at Pick'em. We've got Montgomery, the running back for the Lions, over yards rushing, and we like Pitt tonight, but we're going to wait until we bet it. We really won't know till next week when we check in with you guys if we got 3.5 or whether we got 3. So thanks for tuning in. It's been a great week, and we will see you for week 11.